What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and originally this was going to be a roster review video, and I asked all of you to put your IG in, give me a specific question about your roster so I could take a look at them for this video. But I got a lot of requests to do the top teams against Mephisto in light of the fact that we know he is coming into the game, and we will have to do 10 clears against Mephisto. Now, those of you that were interested in the roster reviews, in the next video, I will do that. I will take a look at all those IGNs and see if I can get to you. But I thought it'd be best to just go ahead and give you the top 5 teams that I use for Mephisto, since we all are going to have to do 10 clears to be able to get this guy. And currently, right now, with the teams that I have and the cards that I have, with 6% Pierce, about almost 100% energy attack, and around 70+% physical attack, I'm doing 2 stage 9 clears, and I'm doing 3 stage 8 clears. It's not like Null where I can do 5 stage 9s. Mephisto is freaking hard. And yeah, maybe I could do 5 stage 9s, but it would be very, very difficult. And if I really want a little bit easier and more consistent kills against Mephisto, really 2 stage 9s and 3 stage 8s is about where it's at for me. And the first thing that I would use is Cable, with Magneto having that 45% increase of all attack, and then Mystique for the damage to supervillains. Now, you could switch out Cable and actually put in Rogue, and you get all these team bonuses here, and Rogue actually benefits from Magneto's leadership. She is a mutant, and Rogue does have the type advantage against Mephisto because she is a speed type. Rogue is actually one of the best characters for Mephisto. I don't use her because the other characters that I use are just stronger. Sorry, buddy, not right now. The other characters I use are just stronger. I know that sounds crazy, but whenever I use Cable versus Rogue, Cable just does a whole lot more damage for me. Now, to be fair, I do use a Reforged CTP on my Cable, whereas Rogue, I just have a regular CTP of Judgment. Now, Rogue can do stage 8 clears, no problem with this team, no problem. But I opt to use Cable, and it might be just because I have the Reforged CTP, but honestly, his damage is just so good. Even though he doesn't have a type advantage, he's still on a level playing field because he's a blast type. So I opt to actually use Cable, but Rogue really is freaking insane, and she is a character that I think a lot of people would prefer to use. She has way better survivability. Her damage is still very, very good, and a character that I would highly, highly recommend for Mephisto. And if you're going for a top clear, this would be a really good team for her. But I'm going to be using Cable. And for Cable, we want to heal. He does have a heal in his 3rd skill, but it isn't worth a damn. He can die super, super easy. Then we got damage dealt to supervillains. We got a movement speed striker. And that's another thing about Cable and Rogue, by the way, is their movement speed is very, very good. I probably don't even need a movement speed striker, but it just helps things a little bit to be a little bit faster on your feet when you're facing Mephisto. And then I got 2 other damage to supervillain strikers, one that actually offers a debuff. Now, just like in the last video, I'm not going to try to clear this. So I just want to show you all how much damage Cable can do against Mephisto. And I mean, a lot of these characters that I use for Null, I'm still going to be using against Mephisto because they are just that strong. I mean, look at that purple bar. It just starts filling up. Now, Cable, again, man, having a Venom in there for those heals is really, really nice. Because his heal just isn't that good on that 3rd skill. Look at that. Already broke the meter, right? We're going to skip this phase completely. But watch these bars start flying off. Look at that. We want to get over here. The other thing about using Cable is you can run away very quickly and get away from the circles, right? That's something that's really, really nice about him. And look, we're just going into the next phase. It's just murder, 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 my friends. Very, very easy. And we want to get over here. You do not want to take any of that damage. I know it sucks that we missed out there. Okay. Ooh. And boom. Look at that. Now you saw me die there from that chip damage, but You get the idea. Cable just has a lot of power and a lot of strength. This is really the part that sucks about him, is he can die. But because he does so much damage, and if you play really carefully, you can actually do really, really well with this character. But he is fragile. He's super, super fragile. So the next stage 9 clear is with Odin. And I am using Medusa for the 45% increase of all attack. And then, of course, Valkyrie for the damage dealt to super villains. And then for his strikers, we do have... Well, get rid of that movement speed striker. And you can put in a different movement speed striker. Let me see here. Maybe put her in there. There we go. And then we got damage dealt to super villains with Silver Surfer. And energy attack and all attack from the other, and damage dealt to super villains from the other strikers. I like to have one movement speed striker for all these characters, even though they're fairly fast on their feet. Really, with this team, you really don't need it because you got Valkyrie on the team. I mean, Odin is crazy strong, my friends. By the way, my Odin, you know, being that he's a universal, I also have his type enhancement up quite high. So he's actually doing, you know, 20% extra damage than what he would if he didn't have his type enhancement all the way up. I mean, boom, all the way in the next phase. And we skip that phase, right? We skip the phase with the rage enhancement, just like we did with Cable. And with Odin, you can play extremely aggressive. Now we need to get out of there. We need to get out of there, okay? Let's switch. There we go. It's pretty easy, honestly, with Odin. It's not really too difficult. The character just has a lot of survivability with his heals, with his iframes. Oh, shit. Run away, run away. There we go, and... Oh, look at how much damage he does. And already in the next phase. So, you get the drift, man. Odin is just absolutely insane. We are freaking murdering this thing. No problem. Crazy, crazy character. And another thing that's nice, and another reason why I use Odin, is he has heals. And that's really, honestly, you know, I almost want to switch Cable out with Rogue just because her survivability really is better. Just drop this down to stage 8 and just play with Rogue and have some nice, easier clears instead of using Cable. Because, man, he really does die pretty easy to Mephisto. And then we got Null. Now, this is the same team up I had before, but it really doesn't matter who I have in the passengers. Both of these characters, Iron Fist and Jessica, have a type disadvantage against Mephisto. They can die super easy. Really, everything is relying on Null. We're just trying to do a stage 8 clear with Null. Stage 9 is actually very difficult, but stage 8 is really about where it's at for Null. I do have less physical attack on my cards than energy attack. If you have Venom and you have Gwenom actually has the type advantage against this guy. So if you have a transcended Gwenom, she'll actually get buffed up for the 6% increase of all attack, and you could actually put her on the team, which I think that'd be pretty freaking dope, pretty cool. Now, I'm not using any movement speed strikers. These are all physical attacking strikers for the most part, because Null is a physical attacking character. They're not going to buff up Iron Fist because he's energy attack. Jessica actually would get buffed up. But again, this is all on Null. I mean, this is really what you just want to do your clears with Null. And the funny thing about the damage we've done so far is the proc came way, way late. Now look at that damage. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And boom. Now see, even with Null, we didn't actually skip this phase. We still have to go through it. But Null has so much survivability with that passive getting down to 1% HP and not dying for 6 seconds, that you just don't have to worry about. And then he gets a freaking recovery on top of that. See, we already moved him into the next phase. And there we go. Another thing about Null that's super awesome is having that debuff passive that he does. I mean, look at him go. Look at him go. He just murders, right? Easy. And I'm telling you, stage 9 definitely was a whole lot more difficult for him than doing stage 8. And, you know, I probably could do stage 8. In all honesty, we want to get out of there. Run, run, run. Switch to Iron Fist. Over here. Well, we want to draw him over here. We want to draw him over here. There we go, there we go, there we go. Get this. Run, 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 run. Ooh. Get up here. Okay. And then we'll run around. We'll let Jessica die. Back in the Null. I mean, you can play so careless with Null. God, he's just so strong. Bye-bye. And then into the next phase. And you can see, obviously, that Null can absolutely destroy this. And again, you know, whenever I go to stage 9, it just seems like I have a lot of difficulty, even with Null. Now, remember, Null isn't using any supports. He isn't using any supports at all to do this. Nothing. It is all on him. The next team is Moonstone and Gambit. And this is actually a pretty cool team. You know, whenever we face Null, we actually use Gambit's leadership. But when we're fighting Mephisto, we want this attack. We want a lot of attack. So I opted to use this 55% increase of energy attack to blast types and put Moonstone and Gambit in there. Sorry, buddy, not right now. And for the team, now I do have Captain Marvel. There's a striker, but just have one movement speed striker. Moonstone, she's fairly quick, but she really needs to be a little bit faster. But Gambit's actually very fast on his feet. So if you are using this team and you switch to Gambit, you probably won't need any movement speed. And then we just got damage out supervillains and energy attacking strikers. You know, and all these teams that I'm doing stage 8 with, I did try stage 9, and I tell you what, it was pretty rough. Okay, then we're going to switch to Gambit. And this is kind of what I like to do. I kind of like to use Gambit and kind of run around a little bit. Right? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Trying to get her awakened skill ready. And I went ahead and switched my character there because I was going to die. And boom, into the next phase, wasted that awakened skill. But you can see just how strong these characters are. They pretty much murder. Another thing about Gambit that's really nice is you can actually move around when you're using that fist skill. So whenever Mephisto is doing that cross movement, you can actually get away. Now look how fast Gambit moves, man. He can run. Run this way. There we go. I just wanted to lure old boy towards me. There we go. Run down here. 4. And then we'll go to 5. We'll switch to Moonstone. And boom. Yeah. This is just stupid, guys. And again, when I went to stage 9, it just... I mean, it might be because of my resist level, but it just really proved to be very, very difficult. And it just wasn't as consistent run. So I'm just doing stage 8. But again, for all of you out there, you know, if you're just doing stage 1, you're just trying to get a stage 1 clear. And you have, say, just Gambit, or you have just Moonstone with the leadership, right? And especially if you have 2% Pierce, you will be able to do this. You will. You'll be able to get these clears. On this team here, you can see that I'm using Cyclops, but I'm not using him in the leadership, and that's because I'm using Sentry. Now, Sentry is pretty essential in all honesty. You don't really need him. You can get away with not having him and just putting Cyclops in the leadership and having that 35% increase of all attack and then having a 30% increase of energy attack from his passive, right? But I opt to use Sentry because having this debuff and then gaining that 30% increase of all attack is actually very valuable for Sharon Rogers. And Sentry does a crap ton of damage himself. So you have two really, really good damage dealers. And I know it sucks that I'm using two native tier 3s on this list to get it done, but they're just strong. I mean, they're just super strong characters, and that's why they're native tier 3s. So I'm just using Cyclops as a support. And for the strikers, all I'm using is just damage to supervillain or increased attack strikers. I'm not using any movement speed because I got Sentry. And Sentry he just zips, man. He's just so fast. You don't have to worry about anything. Now, I do have a Reforged CTP on Shiraz, but as you'll see, I'm not actually even going to use that prop. I'm just going to hit my 3, try to take a little damage, and then go into the 4th skill. And then I'm going to try to do that again. There we go. All right. And then, because I do play with the Reforged CTP, we got the Reforged proc ready. Then we just hit the 3, the 5, and the tier 3. And we do that. There we go. Okay, he kind of moved on us. I just want to take a little damage. There we go. Got him into the next phase. And look at that. We bypassed the rage phase. Okay, now I'm gonna run away. And this is why having a debuff and using Sentry is so nice. Now look at the damage he does. But look at that. See what I mean? You don't even need Shiraz and Sentry in all honesty. I mean, you could get away with this by just using Sentry. Right? You don't need both of these characters. Okay, so now I kind of want to switch to Sentry because I need somebody that can zip. You know, look at him go. I'm not even using a movement speed striker. Ooh, 4. And then 5. And boom. And there you have it, my friends. 5 teams that you can clear Mephisto with. I mean, obviously you can use other characters. You know, I'm just using these OP characters because they really are the best. Again, though, I do think that, and here, I'll just show you this really quick. We'll put Rogue on here. If I can find old girl. And Rogue really does get all these nice team bonuses. This is freaking amazing. And I got to put her on here because I really think she deserves to be on here. She really doesn't need the heals, but I'm going to go ahead and leave them in there just for the hell of it. But you really don't need those heals, guys. You don't need them. So watch how aggressive I play with Rogue. And this is really, you know, very different from playing Cable, right? So we just start with that 4. Then we do the 3, 5. Then the 2, 1. And the 2 and the 1 actually do really good damage. Back into the 4, 3, 5. Let the 5 play out. Lightning comes down. Hit the tier 3. Let that tier 3 play out. There we go. Now in this first phase, you can play pretty aggressive no matter what. Okay, so we're going to get down here. Now we didn't push Mephisto to the next phase, and that's what I was talking about. You know, her damage it isn't on Cable's level, but it is very, very good. Again, you know, she has the type advantage against this guy. Now watch this. Hit the tier 3. Look at that. She already took him out of that phase. Look at that. That is Rogue, my friends. And she's a whole lot cheaper than Cable, to be perfectly honest. So, Now here I play very careful with Cable. I gotta actually kind of hide away from the crosses. But with Rogue, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We can just play super, super aggressive. Hey, look at this. And her movement speed is freaking amazing. We'll draw him over here. Run over here. We get on the 5. There we go. Now look at this damage. I mean, now my Rogue does have some type enhancement on her. I think she's type enhancement 4 or 5. So I'm going to get behind him. And boom, added into the next phase. It's just crazy, right? Honestly, this is a much better choice than Cable. Now you could actually attack a little bit during those purple attacks. Like you could probably do 1, maybe even 2, do that twice. Attack whenever this purple attack attacks you. But it's not something I'd recommend, to be perfectly honest. You really kind of want to avoid it at all costs. Alright, run towards me, big. There we go, and bye-bye bars. Oh yeah. Okay, so now he's all big. We'll run over here. We're going to draw him over this way. There we go. 2. Run. 3, 4, 5. And okay, we need to run away. Okay, good. So now we're already in the last phase. I mean, Rogue can definitely get it done. This is kind of what I mean by stage 8. You know, we have a little over a minute left. So, I mean, with a really good run, with some Odin's blessings, built a little bit better with my account, I mean, we definitely could do stage 9s. But having a little over 70% physical attack, 6% pierce, it's not really too feasible in all honesty. Okay, so now we're going to run away again. I'm going to draw him towards me. There we go. Go girl, go girl, go girl. Pick up that 3. And then we'll go to the 4 here. And 5. Okay, run over this way. I want to draw him towards me. There we go. 2. And this is what I mean by like stage 9 is just really, really pushing it for her. Honestly, just very, very difficult. Stage 8, 2 seconds to spare, my friends. You know, and I just came in here on a whim and did this. And he's my world boss of the day, so why not? I go ahead and clear it. Oh, nice. Gotta get a little extra CCF. So they're the top 5 teams. So hopefully this will help some of you out there as far as clearing Mephisto 5 times. So let me know what teams you're using to clear Mephisto. And I stream on Twitch at Reset, Sunday through Thursday. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.